Yes, making it happen. All right. Hi. Hi, everybody. How we doing? Great. Great. Piali. Piali, that means hello in Nahuatl. I'm studying Nahuatl. Real Native American language, yes. French, you know. Any Quebecois here? For our French Canadian friends? No? Okay. Some of the nylons I got in Bulgaria, by the way. These are covered with my previously worn designer nylons. They are the Rag Queenz. Hashtag Rag Queenz with a Z. The fantasy is with a Z as well, a Z. Okay, you get it? Z. And they are soft sculptures, and they start with a wire armature. And then from the wire armature, I cover them with paper. And usually I use a recycled Christmas tissue paper or from packaging, you know. I like to do that. I like to recycle, reuse all the time. Okay, and then from then I paper mache them, and then after paper macheing them, then I'll paint them. Yeah, get it? Great. You're paying attention. Good. Glad you're listening. Thank you. And then after painting them, then I'll take another piece of tissue paper and I cut it round and I do the faces, and then I paint over that, and then I paint on their individual little faces. And I like to have little faces that scream and with the mouth open like, ah, that's a lot of fun for me, you know? And then I take my previously worn designer nylons for all you kinky cats and kittens out there. You know what I mean? That's what I like to do. And then I cover them, and then I like to use a snake. And why the snake? Because snakes shed their skin, are always changing, you know? And snakes, they're so versatile. And I think it's very important to be versatile in life. Go with what life throws at you and use that. I've always done that. It always comes to me fluidly. Everything, my drag, my transvestism, always natural. People always coming to me and giving me things. And here in South Texas, as a child, I was supported in Rockport Fulton with my theater. I allowed to do drag back in high school, and was allowed to read books in the library that were dealt with queer things, which, you know, the banning of books, that's not a good thing, you know, so anyhow. And then I do the Tammie Brown facial impressions, which are back there. And those Tammie Brown facial impressions, I do them after I'm done with my makeup every night. I take the little facial impression and put it on my face like this, and impress it on there. And then I take a Prismacolor and go over them with Prismacolor so they don't break down, and then I embroider them. And those are all embroidered. And I learned how to embroider when I was a child in Mexico, and I learned how to paper mache when I was in Mexico. Most of everything I learned how to do was in Mexico because they're very organic there. Not like here in the States, they use crayons. There we use Prismacolors, so I learned how to use Prismacolors in Mexico as well. And the embroidery. I remember a situation once upon a time when I was a child. We were sitting in the back of the car, and my parents were being shown off some property, and they said, "Oh, look at your daughters in there embroidering." Oh my God, felt so good. But anyhow, and these nylons right here, I collect the nylons all around the world. These nylons I get in Australia. And these nylons, these were bought for me from a fan in London. And these nylons right here, these ones, they came from Bulgaria. That's right. Travel all around the world wearing nylons. How fun, huh? All right, that's all I have to say. Thank you. The facial impressions, well, kind of started off as a bit of a joke. We thought, okay, well, we'll, do that and see what people will buy. And people did make fun of me at first. Oh, you're just, and sometimes people will attack me online. Oh, you're selling junk. Okay, or selling trash. Oh, you're so pathetic. I said, well, at least I'm selling. You're not. You know what I mean? And here they are on the wall. But they did start off like that. And then I do, like I said, I do put the Prismacolor on them so they don't break down, because they will continue to break down because of the oil. So, and then with the Rag Queenz, because I love nylon so much, and then but I would get the tears in them, and I was like, or runs, and I was like, well, I don't want to throw these away. And there was a store on Melrose called Sheen, and this is in Hollywood, California, WeHo, and West Hollywood. That's the lingo, WeHo. And I saw these little dolls in the gallery store there, and I thought, okay, well, I want to make something like that eventually. But it took about 8 years finally for them to solidify, and then bang, here they are. So, And they started off as drag queens. They were queens, and then they're different sizes, inspired by like Delta work and bigger queens. Because the whole thing with drag, there was always big queens, and the big queens were always revered more so than regular sized women or regular sized queens. Fat queens were always the ones that were the most pretty queens. And then so that's how that started. And there was another group called what were they called? What was it? Austin Young's Tranimals and stuff like that. And the faces and stuff inspired me for that as well. So it was the Southern California drag scene. Favorite, this one that already sold right here. I just like this. I like the way. I like that. I love it. And like the colors. The primary colors. I like that a lot. Mm. The sculptures, the armature is all the same, but once you start paper macheing, they start changing. That's a cool concept. Mm-hmm. The underbody is all the same. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How it works. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. I hope you stick around, talk to Tammie, Jessica. When we're not together, it feels like I'm falling forever. You're in that space, so when you're right now.